Both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
What?
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Ah! He admits it!
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
For real, Hiro, you're admitting to killing it?
Please,
too easy.
Just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there...
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple other people to meet me as well. Oh, okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help you give you some... She wasn't even trying to do anything.
And that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
I'm gonna end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew! I knew she was gonna try and kill me!
No, she was talking about ending...
She was gonna kill me and make her escape!
No, she was talking about...
So of course I freaked out, and then... I saw my only chance! I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head!
Fuck you, Yasuhiro.
I hit her from behind, before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. You're the one that killed Sakura.
What?
We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, wait. This is
No,
bullshit.
I think there's more to Hiro's story.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain.
The fingerprints on the
And
locker.
until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
Oh god, what did he...
I got it! Woo! That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh, well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
God damn
He's
it,
lying!
dumbass.
He's gotta be lying!
No,
I don't
she's
see
just,
any reason he would lie
classic
now,
dumbass.
after already confessing to the crime.
Then, he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
It's Toko. She was in the rec room.
Who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
It's Toko. Toko.
I got it! It had to be Toko, right?
Because there was dust in the,
Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
hiding in there. I think.
Is he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room? Why would I have... Wait! But more important... That doesn't even matter! We already know who did it, right? Hiro just admitted it!
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
No.
Who
That's wrong.
asked you?
I asked
Don't doubt
myself.
Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
Yeah.
What do you
Because there was
mean?
two boys.
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious! That's just... I don't believe it!
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
We haven't reached the end of the case just yet. Hiro isn't the real killer. And there has to prove that! Let's go! Oh! Wait, hold up.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf
I
nearby,
think it's this one.
and I hit Ogre from behind, before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once, is that right?
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered, and she went limp.
See? Hiro really is the killer!
Alright, I think I know what I got.
I didn't want to, but I grabbed him on a coop and I hit Ogre from behind.
You hit her and you only hit...
Yeah,
Just once.
Let's go! No, he's not the
If
killer.
Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't
He's
explain
just
why
a
she had
class A
2
dumbass.
head wounds.
2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on! How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice? With 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves.
Coco, did you look at?
There's something very suspicious about
Oh yeah, there
those
were 2
bottles.
missing.
Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
Yeah.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common,
Jaden.
it should become clear.
No crap! Now go sit down! Let's go! I was just saying. Please don't be hangman. Ah! Fudge, it's hangman! I don't know what this word is. Cheese! Chess piece. B. E. E. S.
Now I understand. Woo!
I survived on half of a heart.
That's it! The chess pieces! Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was...
What was it? I forgot.
the knight, if I remember.
No, it was a
So,
fourth knight.
what's that matter?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop,
Horse.
and pawn.
I never called them knight. I called it
What
a
was
horse.
left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while one apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Really?
Yeah! Wait, no, that's not what I mean.
Yeah, shogi's
So,
way better.
let's say a
Yeah.
bottle
wait,
did
no.
go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case.
That's because you didn't do
That
it.
bottle could have disappeared
Just
any
please,
time
damn it.
before the murder.
Please, pass out.
No. It's clear that the missing
Somebody step
bottle
in and
is
show us the
connected
blood.
to this
So pass
case.
out.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
That's broken, isn't it?
I got it! The bottle must have been broken,
What makes you so sure?
because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
What is the evidence that survives them? Sounds like the broken bottle. Wait, no! No! Wait! How am I still alive?
I got it! Earlier,
I was
Kyoko and I did a
barely
little
living
experiment.
on one heart.
We compared the weight of
This
the broken
game is
bottle pieces at the
Dangronpa.
scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is... there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
Someone had to poison me. No, it's not two. No, it's not 2 players.
That 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few
No, it's
too
not
many
2
pieces,
players.
which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
There's no doubt, the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in this case. Must have been used. Sucker a specimen
I got
attacker.
it! The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
I don't even
The second
have that
wound on
game.
Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From
don't
there,
even have
we can
that
conclude
game.
that it wasn't Hero
I'll
who
play
delivered that
game
second blow.
after I complete this whole game,
Wouldn't
both
you
1
agree,
and 2.
Toko?
And if I get 3,
And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
no.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a
No, they
second attack,
didn't.
but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her!
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I
They
am.
did not copy off of this.
Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
What is it,
Okay,
Yasuhiro?
fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her.
Then
I
why
saw
didn't you
Toko
tell
go into
us
the
in
rec room.
This in the first place.
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room.
No, this
I
is a way
assumed Toko was still
different
in there,
game.
so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
Alright. She hid in the locker. Yeah, because there's dust all over it. I know this.
Hiding in the rec room? Ridiculous.
Let me show the evidence.
It's a lie. I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No! That's enough. I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie.
Oh god, no!
That's enough.
No! Yeah.
I refuse to give up yet!
Dang it! Oh, not at all. I forgot to reload the gun! Slow down.
It's a lie. I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No! That's enough. I admit nothing. I curse you.
No, he won't! I don't have that kind of money!
I curse you. It's a lie. That's enough.
Lock habits. Come on!
This should prove it!
Yes! I did it! Take that, Toko!
Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker?
That's because she switched personality!
They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does his handprint look familiar,
Yeah,
Toko?
I smashed that like button.
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, Let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
God dang, that was...
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Then you killed Sakura!
No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
But something doesn't add up.
Straight up again?
Because Jackie
Wait,
said something.
What do you mean, probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Probably saying that same thing that happened.
Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on. So I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around,
Dang!
there
Sakura
was
looks so bad.
Sakura covered in blood and staring right at me.
Dang, she looks cool.
When I saw all that blood, I fainted. Right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Okay, I think it's... I don't want it to be Hina. Oh,
It was your fault after all!
My fault! Master's fault! When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights!
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake.
He was just checking if you were okay, I think.
Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... Splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible! No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
Oh my god, just chill.
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
Freaking, poison or
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack no problem!
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on! That's... you know... But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre! So that's good!
Actually, it's not. That means...
Well then,
Sakura's
that's
still
that.
dead.
Let's start the vote!
No, wait, Hina! We still haven't discussed everything!
What's wrong? Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right?
Hina,
Let's
chill.
do this!
No, not quite yet.
Thank you, Jackie!
Not yet? Why not yet?
Because we
Don't you
haven't
think
gone
there was something
over
odd about
everything.
Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd. Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
It wasn't?
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
Hail, Toko. One who killed Sakura. Kyoko. Alright, let's just listen first, and then if I think what it
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood.
what? When you were taken...
So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
In front of the shelf? Hold up!
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me! I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise. So you smashed her head in?
You got it!
And where did the attack?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
No, that's wrong!
No, that's wrong!
I don't know why I get so hyped up when I get something
We found
right.
Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
Alright, let me check something. I had to be, hold up. Because when I looked at the report card, Sakura dead. Yeah, she's dead now. So it has to be evidence that provides that there was an attack for that. The bloody thing. Here's my answer.
I got it! Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stained by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it! Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair!
Hey, come on now, look at me! I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors! There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that!
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But...
No,
Plus,
we're not
the
voting
biggest
yet.
mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we
If it's
can't say
not,
this case has been
you have to
properly
hear.
settled.
Oh, that part's easy.
And it's not Toko.
After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
No,
So she just hid in there? Till everyone showed up and opened the door?
no, that's not possible.
While
because
everything
if
was
you
all
remember,
confused and
the
hectic,
door was
she
still
just
open
snuck out of the
when we
locker
looked
into the
inside.
group.
No, I don't think that's possible.
Thank you so much. Walk it too slow. I just want to say, then you're the one. No.
Shoot!
Looks like I just embarrassed her. Because I was the locker, David. I thought
I got
for
it!
myself.
Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I don't know! What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much.
That is a very good
You're lying!
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Someone could have poisoned her drink. Make your argument. One foot forward. Alright, let's listen.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
Oh, wait.
So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible. What killed Sakura? I can't think.
Shoot! What was it that killed Ogre? If it...
What is all that?
It wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
No, that ain't right.
Shoot! What was it that if it wasn't from Then what was it?
There's no other. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack...
No.
Shoot!
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack...
No, what the fun?
Shoot!
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
I know.
So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
That's all I'm thinking is that it has to be
What
the monster.
was it? If it wasn't from Then what was it?
There's no other. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot.
What?
No, that's wrong! Go. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
No,
If
that
that's
couldn't
all
be
it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not
didn't
to mention,
say
I didn't find any cuts
She
inside
died
her mouth.
from a blow to the head.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But
Right.
if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Yes, that's what I've
Poisoned?
been saying.
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go all weak in the knees!
And if I deal with you on Tittle,
It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along!
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
Yeah.
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Bottle of poison. I'm sure I know where you got it. Ah, no, I failed. God dang it, again.
I refuse to give up yet!
Give me my heart back.
Well, I mean,
If that's all it was, the file.
you even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
But if there was...
Section A.
I got it! The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Oh, because of the footprint.
You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yes.
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprits switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
What do you mean? Are you... Oh wait, he said the culprit switched it out.
Master!
What if, yeah, it dies right here. And would it be a... What would it mean? And who would be the blackened? I'll be back. Alright.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
No crap.
No! Master's in real trouble!
I'm sure he'll
You have to
survive.
drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
He's fine.
The flavor certainly makes me
There's a
want to
girl in me
spit it out.
family.
What's
It's
so
only
high
rich
quality
to
about this stuff?
It's only allergic to poor people.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Has to walk around there. You have to pick bottle from the FDA. So the contents of one finger.
It's protein powder.
So someone switched it out.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, The poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
The bottle poison was actually filled with protein powder, which would mean the poison must have been, could have been, I know where it is, in the freaking cup. But just hanging in there. What? Protein. Drink. I need an eye. I need an eye. I need an N. Protein drink.
Now I understand.
Now I understand.
It must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the
Let us commence. Let's commence.
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Something at the scene. The protein drink.
I got it! You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
Wait. What? Oh, this. Footprint.
I got it!
Yeah!
The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me.
What?
The footprints. They're mine.
Bullshit!
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Then Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Just as I
But
suspected.
why? Oh, why?
The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it.
No, I refuse to believe it was Hina.
And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Makoto and Liam. Makoto and Liam. Oh yeah, he was wearing something like that, wasn't he?
Shoot!
Can't be. It can't be. It can't be. Yeah. I never wore something like that. Not now, not ever.
Shoot! I got it!
Makoto and Hina.
Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
It's perfect with me. Makoto, are they yours? No. Okay, then let me see your shirt too. I'll confirm their size myself.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
Can't be.
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it all at once. And then...
Hold it! I'm not convinced.
Yes.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Yeah.
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain
Wait,
it.
was it those
How
two
did you
or-
create that locked room?
Was it that?
Well... that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you
my
everything?
God, she killed her.
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're
Yeah,
not...
because that makes
Do
a
you
lot of
honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
That was... I was just... nervous. So... I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please, I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit.
No, something.
There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at...
Well, right away, I went to Section C.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay, then.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And
If
that's
you
it.
had spilled the poison...
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you spilled the poison before. It would have left the
Can
trail.
you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
Big Mac. Come on, Big
It's
Mac.
the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
Until we figure it out. Until I uncover the truth in this case. Boy, I know what. That's not what it is.
First, I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A. And that's where I switched. Once I was done, I put the bottle filled with the protein. Then I took the bottle and left the... That's all there is.
Honestly, that's enough.
How much longer must we tolerate this?
Until I'm satisfied.
First, I went to... That's when I grabbed the...
And you spilled some of the
Yeah.
Yes, you did. You got
Okay. I moved
From Section C.
No! Because you would have left the trail.
You said you went to get the poison from Section C. And that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just said.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
I was just nervous, so I didn't know if I left it a footprint.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
What the? Hina!
Well...
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
Well... You see...
What the? What the hell? What's going on here?
God dang.
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account.
Yakia doesn't like winning songs.
What?
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this. It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle. And the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then. Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Always me. I'm supposed to know.
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
Honestly, I don't know. Is it the monochroma bottle?
I got it! It's part of the window from the rec room door,
Then the
right?
poison must have been there.
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
A bottle of poison.
shoot!
Shit. Oh.
I
That's
got
it.
it! The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
What?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
Let's drag it.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked.
The last one was
It
done now.
absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible! It had to have been in there the whole time! It had to be! It was in there before the rec room was unlocked!
No, wait.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So someone planted it? No.
It had to have been... It had to be! It was in there before the rec room was unlocked!
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was it absolutely was not.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible! It had to have been in there It had to be! It was in there...
Let's go!
No, that's wrong.
I wanted to see that they were up there, but I didn't know.
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Right.
Of course! It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it...
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
If that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
So
then tell us already! Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing.
Did he just say please?
We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
Obviously, no. I'm thinking it was Sakura herself.
I think it was Sakura herself.
I literally
So Sakura,
just said
who was
that.
apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
It's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to section 2. Up. Moment of truth.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you!
Oh, I hate me, I'm trying!
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! Do you have any kind of proof, Sakura?
This should prove it.
This should prove it. I don't even know what people would I stop.
Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem
I
lab.
forgot that.
That powder was
So nobody
yellow,
gets executed,
wasn't it?
right?
So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing. Which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
The one who killed Sakura. It was Sakura herself.
Here's my answer.
Yep. Damn.
The one who killed Sakura
I was not
was
expecting
Sakura
that.
herself.
Well, I kind of did call it in the middle of the stream.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it. All so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Yes. Sakura wanted to create the locked
got
room.
it! The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
Or the one who...
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
I have to go get them. I have to go get the others.
You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
Yeah.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room...
I got everyone. Whoa, okay. Ah, she's dead, huh? Sakura's been killed, I see.
While everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body.
Yeah, that's right.
The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to as long as you could disguise the truth. You didn't care if we that's why you didn't bother to get rid of the footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison. Vital people.
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No, I killed her!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not!
It is.
It is.
Actually, no. You have to end this properly.
Let's put everything together. Alright. So here. Yeah, that one too. She went in there. Sakura came in there. Oh dang, Sakura looks so cool. Oh, he got back up. After Hero picked up the bottle with the part where he takes it over the head. Horse smashes. Rewrite Coco. Coco sees. Coco helps out. Coco slips out of there. All Sakura wanted to do was talk. This was kind of fucking bad, I think. Put it upside down. I am acing this manga. There it is. And then wham! Cleans it up. Sakura. Takes the poison. Hina picks up the poison and puts it in their pocket. And then after everybody. Something right.
Here's exactly
I think I
what
got
happened.
everything right. Let's see.
This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room.
Nice.
Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others, Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot.
What? That's there.
Here's exactly what happened. But one of them headed out a bit. She got there.
Okay, so got them all around.
And she
Because that
found
looks
it.
like she was
She
closing
crawled into the
locker.
locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro.
Dang, she looks so buff.
When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura. And she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death?
Poison.
It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened. Knew that she had committed... And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves. In an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina.
But she didn't kill.
That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But, Makoto, how did you manage to...
Because I'm the main
How
character.
were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Because I'm the main character,
Oh,
Yakia.
well, I mean,
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Ha. Woo! Let's see my grade. A, B, A, B, A, C, A, C. Whew. 86 coins.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Alright.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot?
Yeah?
I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well,
You should take
whatever.
breaks then,
You don't
Jen.
really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Does Sakura still get executed?
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
My entire...
Okay, we're done here.
What did you say?
So that's the whole truth, I see. But there's still one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
Hina, why did you try and cover up what happens? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest
What are you
of us.
thinking?
And yet you... Why did you do that?
Don't be mean!
Yeah, we almost died out there.
What is this?
Because that's exactly what I wanted. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died is because all of you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why.
You should have been the one to die.
I'm sorry, Hina. I didn't want this. She should have called Big Mac up there, and talked to her. I couldn't let her be the only one to die.
What?
You don't mean you were gonna take us all with you? We all have to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all have to pay for it.
What?
4 series? That's...
What is this?
You still don't understand? Then let me explain. Did you realize how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of you waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hands. That! I found it on the ground in front of the rec room. It was Sakura's note. Note? Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jack has attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Sakura, come down. You don't have to worry about me. I'm fine. I can't come down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault after all. But now, you're suffering because of me.
No forgiveness!
You tried to protect me, but because of me.
I can't forgive this!
My close friends got hurt. Sakura. Because of me. My friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault. Which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked to meet with them. You asked to meet with those three? You can't. Don't you see how dangerous this is? Don't worry, I just want to talk to them. Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up on you at once, even you... Hina. Please don't think things like that. They are not my enemy.
They're friends.
They are friends. She thought of you, Sakura. She clearly believed. She completely believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you would have understood she was friends to all of us. And yet...
Why?
And yet... You trampled all over her feelings. And then you did the unthinkable. No, that's not... That was a misunderstanding.
What are you saying?
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you. And you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her.
I won't forgive you.
Do you have any idea how desperate she was trying to seeing you act like that? This is what her note means. So in just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. That's how far you pushed her.
Huh?
Sakura, what happened to you?
Hina.
You came. Wait right there, I'll help you out.
Hina.
Huh?
I'm so glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
Huh?
A favor?
Some protein.
Could I ask you to? Yeah, you got it. Just hang on, I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had. That's sad. I went to the chem lab and get the protein for when I got there I saw the powder. And then that's when I realized I saw someone had taken something from the poison in the shelf, Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. But the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura. Sakura!
Please!
Let me in! Please open the door!
Why? Why?
Why did she have to die? She had a weakness. Just like any other person. If she got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That weakness. That's normal. And yet...
Why?
You all blamed her. I tried to protect her, and I suffered for it. And that just added the weight she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it. You know, we killed her, all of us. Mainly it was, Yasuhiro, and Toko's. Genocide Jack and Toko's fault. They killed her. They made her do that because they didn't want to talk. Now, if I'm not trying to blame Sakura because rest in peace, Sakura, but she should have chose chose, like, Big Mac or Big Mac, Kyoko, and Byakuya to go. We pushed her into a corner and we murdered her.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. And that's why you tried to lead us astray. You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free her of her regrets. But even that she got found out, in the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after this.
Hey! Hey!
I'm sorry to interrupt you when you're about to deliver the funds.
Hey!
What's I doing? I mean, do you really think you have idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What is this?
What did you say? Everything you said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion on her notes.
What are you saying?
Of course I knew what she was thinking. 'Cause her and me.
In other words...
Well, what I'm really trying to say is...
Yes, indeed!
Don't you think the entire foundation is shaky? What if it was really like this?
What the heck?
What is that?
Of course!
Isn't it obvious?
Yep.
No. Sakura's note. What? But he already.
Too bad.
Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby.
It's true.
This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put in her room.
Huh?
What then? You lied to me.
Unbelievable.
Oh, don't say lie. It makes me. It sounds so dirty. I just thought I lifted things up a little bit.
Well now.
I can't help it if you totally took my little scribbles at face value. It didn't even have Sakura's signature on it. That is right. You filthy little...
Damn it!
I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything. Well, technically did.
Boom, boom.
Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? Well, you did falsify evidence. You should be also posted as a blackened. The case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking around each other around. Heck, even if the will had factored in, it would have been between you guys. So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process, okay? And scene cut.
And?
So then, what did she wrote in her real note?
What are you gonna do?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it, using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice.
Hey!
But you know, haven't you ever been curious about the whole note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill it in the first place?
But hold on!
And isn't it just so unfortunate? Killing yourself is just so final, you know? You could never hear the rest of this story. The truth is lost in darkness. Just be released.
Enough already.
Could you get on with it, please?
Yes, indeed!
Okay, jeez. Talk about a buzzkill. Alright, here we go. I just literally said that like 3 times already. My good friend Hina. Hold on. My good friend trying to do a mix of Monokuma's voice and fucking... You know what? I'm just doing Sakura's voice. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
Oh. It was our first night in this strange school, and the mastermind came to see me.
You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family have watched over it for 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch. So even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest wish. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder to happen, nothing would move forward. So you, in that freaking flashback, that thing, Monokuma was talking to you. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plans were changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another settlement.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Oh. Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying to desperately stay alive. I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
That's how I came to feel. So that's why Sakura...
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Of course. Because of that, I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Makoto didn't hate her. If he did, god dang, I'm gonna hate him. Her decision to stay true to you all led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic. Or just moronic.
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attacks you may want to make
so
on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me. Which is exactly what the mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate it into someone's murder, someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get the situation under control. And fulfill that obligation, I decided to do the mastermind as committed. I will also do as I was told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
I will... No, don't laugh at this, Joey. This is sad. And it's also kind of stupid. It's not right. Hold on.
No, Mom said no.
I will, after I'm finished. Go. If the mastermind demands, I will kill someone. And then that will be me. I'll be back. Alright, let me hurt you. When I die, the source of my conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up my life.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all...
I never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
And Sakura didn't feel concerned. She didn't die hated us.
No way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting to protect
Correct.
us. She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. She sacrificed me so much. No normal person could do that.
However,
It was her only limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I did this because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm truly strong. But please don't be sad. I can't thrash the mastermind plan if I can keep you killing her. That's enough for me. That's the path that I've chosen. This is the only way I have left to disgorge this Granger's myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant. So I have to see you. Please talk to Yakuza and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I want you to understand why I'm doing this. And then, I hope show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully, they will.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, no matter what, just survive.
But...
This... I didn't understand how she felt. Not at all. I thought we were close, but still.
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, all her meddling was like totally pointless.
Uh-oh.
She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other. But you almost ended up doing it anyway. Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one. She deserves all the blame. Everyone, blame her. Go ahead. She deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided. What do you mean, next victim? Nobody hears blames anyone. First of all, you are wrong for tricking Hina with that fake note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste.
Say what?
Because she made us remember, we're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work stronger. Damn straight. This is all because of the mastermind's hatred.
Well?
I don't blame her. I can't blame her. And nobody can blame her either. Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered. Because the one who we needed to destroy is you, nobody else.
What? What do you want?
What the heck? That's not how it's supposed to go.
How strange.
Anyway, are you sure still about that? The killing game is a competition between all of you, remember?
Hey!
Your enemy is each other. He's absolutely right about that.
Phew!
Ah, lovely yeah. You understand, don't you? This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There could be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I am bowing out of the game. Let's go!
Huh?
Naturally.
Sakura and Hino were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear that others have cast aside their fears for this game.
Don't make me repeat myself.
There's no point in participating in a game which has lost the sense of excitement. Which is why I will be no longer participating in it.
What?
What's going on here? I'll only have one thing to look forward to.
It's all clear now.
And that is to heap the harshest possible punishment onto the one who thinks they can control me. Yeah, this means don't misunderstand. I've been moved by some thoughtless symbolism, if that's what you're thinking. Wherever the master goes, I go too. And if the mastermind turns out to be a guy, maybe I can catch on fire. Everyone.
Hey,
Well, now that you say that, Sakura death has no meaning. How boring. But nothing good can come to this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
The heck?
The fun time? Anyway. Let's forget about the good for nothing backstabber and get it back on track.
Want me to punish you guys?
What? Punish him? You just gotta execute Sakura. Punishment time.
What?
We're technically the killer, and she's dead. You're not gonna.
But
Is it me?
Wrong!
Oh heavens, no. Just because Blacken is dead doesn't mean I can just summon whatever old student I want. Then I tell you the very particular about the bear time rule.
Listen up!
But I spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it would be a shame to let it go through this. I prepared a special guest.
Let's give it everything we...
What? Who? No! No, you can't do this. He's not even scared! Zero! Oh, the eagle! No! Let's spend our coins.
Dangronpa.
See you guys tomorrow.